Hi everyone, here we are. This is my first attempt at an online yoga class, and to be completely frank and honest with you, this is as much for me as it is for you, because similarly to I think many others out there, I'm starting to feel slightly overwhelmed and nervous about COVID-19 and what it's doing to our lives and our families, and there's a lot of fear and anxiety floating around about it. And I think as a yoga teacher, as much as a human being, finding my way back to my mat, or as you can see today, I'm not even practicing with a mat, is as important as ever. And I can only say that out loud and authentically give that recommendation to others if I'm living and breathing it myself. So as much as this is a trial for me to run an online yoga class, it is for me to share my personal practice with you today. So as you see, this is a home setup. There may be disturbances and noises in the background. I hope the audio is good enough for you, or otherwise I'll have to stop working with microphones. But for now, I just want you to find a space in your house, wherever that may be, where you have a little bit of quiet. And as you see, you don't really need anything else. Of course, I have some yoga props here that I may pull out for some practices that we'll be teaching in future. But really, as long as you have a pillow, a surface that you're comfortable on, doing some yoga practice on, that's not too harsh on your knees. We have got a carpet here, as you can see, and that's not too slippery. That's all you need to be set to go. Okay, so we'll start by settling in on the cushion or just on the floor, and start by feeling your seat bones. And imagine your seat bone, those two pointy bits in your feet and in your buttocks. Imagine them plugging you down into the earth. And feel how, on a physical level, you're deeply connected to the earth below. Imagining this great, big spinning ball in the midst of the universe, and how through your seat bones you are directly plugged into it. And just allow that to make you feel slightly heavy, to bring your energy down from your head a little bit down into your body. And take a couple of breaths here. If you are aware of Ujjayi breath, and that's in the practice that's available to you, so a gentle contraction at the back of your throat, breathing in and out through your nostrils. So if there's a slight audible sound. So even though we may not be able to see the ocean nowadays, because we're not as freely able to move around, we can still imagine with that Ujjayi breath the sound of the ocean, waves moving in and out to shore. And while you're sitting there, just feel your spine growing slightly longer, taller, elegant, long spine. So if you're being pulled up towards the ceiling, and then just allow your shoulders to relax down. And from here, we'll start by introducing some movement into the body. So I like to start by just on the inhale, raising the arms up. Exhale, lowering the arms down. And you don't need to move in my speed of movement, just moving with your natural breath. One more time. Inhaling the arms up. Exhale, turning the arms down. Bring the hands to heart center. And I find it really powerful just to connect with my heart through the physical touch. Feeling the warmth of my chest against my hand. Feeling that rhythmical beating of my heart underneath my hand. And even if your heart may be beating a bit faster because there is some anxiety or some nervousness right now, that's completely okay. It's a completely natural response of your body to be nervous right now. So the more you can accept and allow whatever there is right now to be, the less you go into judgment of that, the more you can be compassionate about yourself, the more chance you give your body to soften and to ease. Then we'll move into a twist. Inhaling the arms up. Exhale, right hand behind you, left hand on knee, gazing over your shoulder. Inhale, coming all the way up to center. Exhale, twisting to the other side. Inhaling up to center. Exhaling other side. Once more. Moving to each side. And the next time you are on the right side, or whatever side you started on with, remaining here for 3 breaths. Without pulling yourself into the right position, just find the edges of your body and breathe into them. Realizing there's nowhere for you to be right now, nothing for you to do. Bringing presence into this moment. Inhaling, coming back up to center. And then we move to the other side. And whenever the mind starts wandering off, just bringing it back to that breath. And that's where Ujjayi breath is really helpful because it gives us that auditory component of the breath. So the mind pays a little bit more attention to it. Just 3 breaths on the inhale, coming back to center. Hands to touch and exhaling, hands to heart. And we'll move up to hands and knees. Bring the hands underneath the shoulders, knees underneath hips, and moving through a couple of cat and cow. So what you want to make sure is that you really balance nicely set up so there's some symmetry in the body that we're trying to create. Inhaling, gazing forward, allowing the pelvis to tilt. Exhale, drawing the navel and rounding the head, pressing into hands and knees. So this movement is not about going to your extremes. It's just about feeling into the body and bringing some movement to the spine to waken it up, opening up the chest, opening up the belly. And again, you don't need to follow my breath rhythm, but move in a way that is related to your breath. 2 more times. And really feel your navel drawing up towards your spine. And inhale, keeping the elbows soft and coming back to center. And here what you want to do is you just want to check that your elbows, inside of the elbows are almost like looking at each other. Maybe have the elbows slightly softer. Feel yourself pressing into into the arm so that you lift the back of your shoulder blades up a bit. Next here, we'll just create some circles with the hip, moving in any way, in one direction that makes us feel good. Maybe bring the arms, the neck involved. If there's any spots that feel particularly good, you're welcome to linger here and just really feel into them. That's the beauty of a whole practice, that no one gets to watch you. And it's really more about tuning into your own practice so you can let go of what's anyone else doing. Changing directions if you haven't already done so. And there may be some joints popping, as mine is really much enjoy doing so. And just feel how this side feels compared to the other. It may be completely different. And again, we're just observing, almost like as if we're sitting in the observer seat, just taking note of all the things that come up in our attention. So rather than immediately jumping into judgment mode, we're just noticing, giving it a nod, and then curiously continuing on our exploration. Coming back to center, and here we want to bring the knees wide, toes together, and move into a child's pose. Pulling it onto the mat, the arms can be straight out in front, or they can come across the body. Now just while you lie here and take a couple of deep breaths, I'll just have to move some things out of the way. So that I can continue seeing. As you can see, this is real life first time practice. Okay, one more breath in your child's pose. And then on the inhale, coming up to hands and knees, bringing the knees back underneath the body. If you have slightly sore knees, you may want to put a pillow underneath your knees. Setting yourself up nice and square. And then on the inhale, lifting the right arm up and forward. Gazes down. Exhale, lowering the hand down. Continuing with the right hand, arm reaches forward. Palm is open to the left. Exhale, lowering down. One more time, we're reaching down forward. Exhale, lowering down. And then we'll use the left leg, inhaling the left leg back. And as you can see, there is the tendency to then move into the lower back. So what we want to do is we want to keep steady. Maybe gaze down, check that your toes are pointing down. And exhale, lowering down. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Imagine there was a glass of wine or a cup of tea. Whatever is your preferred drink, maybe depending on the time. Once more. And next, moving arm and leg together. And the movement again doesn't have to be slow, moving with your breath. And next time we hold, inhaling and holding for 3 breaths. Maybe checking where your foot is in space, proprioception. Feel your core engaged. Feel your fingers reaching forward, heel is reaching back. Some heat building up in the body. Exhale, lowering down. Knees wide and moving into child's pose. I will actually just pop the mat down here because I am on the wooden floor and do not want to hurt myself. Stay. Okay. One more deep breath in your child's pose. We will now continue again together. And we inhale, coming back up onto hands and knees, setting yourself up for the other side. If you do have sore wrists, what you can do is you can place your fists onto the mat instead, or you could lower yourself down on the lower arms and do the exercise similarly from here. If your wrists okay, starting now, feeling yourself setting up, quads clear, and on the inhale, raising the left arm forward, palm is open to the right. Exhale, lowering down. And just noticing how there is stability in the body through the core while the limb, the arm is moving. So being as energy efficient as you can here. One more time. And then lowering down. And moving to the right leg. Making sure there's nothing that you can kick over. Inhaling. Leg lift. Again, checking that there's no dipping. Lowering down. Inhaling up. Exhale, lowering down. Twice more. And see how softly you can have your knee return back down to the mat. Okay, now we'll use arms and hands together, legs and arms and legs together. Inhaling. Exhale, lowering down. Inhaling, left arm, right leg. Lowering down. Once more. And next time we hold. And you may feel some slight wobbles here, and that's completely fine. And that's the body working out with little muscles everywhere in the body, returning you back to balance. Exhale, lowering down. Knees wide, and back to child's pose. It's where our body has this beautiful ability to recalibrate itself when we are moving out of balance, that our body works with us with little adjustments to bring us back. So in times like this, it's a beautiful little analogy to remember that when we are moving off track, when our world seems unstable, that the body and the mind are little balance-making machines that are really here to support us if we use them correctly. And coming up onto your hands and knees on your next inhale, no rush. Bringing the knees back under the hips. Inhaling, pressing the balls of your feet into the mat and inhaling the knees up and moving back down into, up and back into it, a downward facing dog. Keeping the knees bent and move the weight of your body towards your heels. So you create a beautiful long flat spine. And then from here, maybe straightening one leg, bending the other. Maybe twisting the hips slightly. And then finding yourself coming into stillness. Feel the weight drawing down your heels. Feel your buttocks being lifted towards the back of the room and up. Chin is slightly tucked in so that the back of neck is long. And then inhaling, gazing forward, moving up into a high plank. If this is too strong, you can always lower your knees down. Exhale, moving back into downward facing dog. 5 more times. Inhale, catapulting the weight forward, soft elbows into a plank, gazes down. Exhale, moving back. Inhaling. Keeping your middle strong so you're not lowering down. Exhaling back. And again, there's no problem. You can do the same exercise here. So again, here, not lowering yourself down like that, putting pressure on the lower back, but keeping a straightness, a strength through your middle. Exhaling. Inhaling. Keeping the elbows aligned with the body so they're not flaring out to the side. Exhaling. Inhaling. And then we all meet back up and down, facing dog on the exhale. And step the feet forward, towards the hands into our forward fold. Holding onto the elbows, keeping the knees quite bent. Maybe nodding the head, shaking the head. Swinging the body from side to side. And then slowly rolling yourself up into a standing position. Arms rolling back, reaching the arms up. Hands to touch and exhale, hands to heart center. Taking a moment here just to find your standing pose, Tadasana. Feeling the feet on the mat. And again, I just imagine myself plugging my feet down into the earth, connecting to the source. Knowing that there's always this earth to fall upon that supports my next step. So we'll move through 4 sun salutations now. If you have been to my in-person classes, you know I do the traditional version of the sun salutation. So we'll start with the basic version today and we'll build upon that in the next coming weeks. So coming to stand to the front of your mat, finding your feet so the toes are pointing forwards, hip width apart. Finding a tall stance, knees can be soft. Inhaling the arms up from the front, reaching up, and exhale with knees slightly bent, hinging from the hips, folding forward, placing the hands on either side of the foot, stepping the right foot back, lowering the knee down onto the mat. Inhale, coming up, reaching up, or if that's too strong for you, you can lower the elbows down. You have a cactus arms. Exhale, putting the hands on either side of the foot, stepping back into your downward facing dog. Inhale, lowering the knees down. Exhale, child's pose. One full round of breath in your child's pose here. Feeling your forehead against the earth, which on a physical level in our body creates the response of the body to move into relaxed mode, out of fight or flight. On our next inhale, coming up onto hands and knees, balls of the feet into the mat. Exhale, lifting knees up and back. Stepping the right leg forward, lowering the left leg down, inhale, coming up. And as you see here, it's very easy to fall, dip into your lower back. So what you really want to do is you want to keep it more upright, keep that upward moving motion, pressing into your knee that's on the ground, and that will open the front of your hip beautifully as well. Exhale, placing the hands on either side of the front foot, back foot joins in, moving into your forward fold. Inhale, coming all the way up to standing. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhaling, arms up. Exhale, folding forward. This time, left leg steps back, knee on the ground. Inhale, reaching up. Exhaling, framing the front foot, stepping into downward facing dog. Inhaling, lowering the knees down. Exhale, child's pose. One full round of breath here. Again, feel the forehead against the earth. Inhaling, coming up onto hands and knees, pressing the balls of the feet into the mat. Exhale, lifting knees up and back, downward facing dog. Gazing forward, left leg steps forward, right knee lowers down. Inhale, coming up. Exhale, hands frame the front foot, back foot joins in, forward fold. Inhale, coming all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Twice more. Inhale, raising arms up. Feel free here to move with your own breath rhythm rather than with my stepping the right leg back. Inhale, coming up. Exhale, folding forward, stepping into downward facing dog. Inhale, lowering knees down. Exhale, child's pose. One full round of breath here. Remembering that a yoga practice is not all about the physical expression of the movement. It is about bringing our mind back to ourselves. Inhale, coming up to hands and knees. Exhale, downward facing dog. Right leg steps forward, left knee on the mat. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale, folding forward. Back foot joins the front, forward fold. Inhale, coming all the way up to standing. Exhale, hands to heart. One last round. Exhale, folding forward. Left leg steps back, knee on the mat. Inhale, coming up. Exhale, folding forward. Front foot into downward facing dog. Inhale, lowering knees down. Exhale, child's pose. So this is quite a simple, very traditional version of the sun salutation, but due to its simplicity, it is really encouraging you to stay with the practice, stay with the breath, rather than worrying too much about getting everything right. It's just inviting you to be here now. Inhale, coming up onto hands and knees. Exhale, downward facing dog. Left leg steps forward, right knee down. Inhaling up. Exhale, stepping forward, forward fold. Inhale, coming all the way up to standing. Exhale, hands to heart center. And while you're standing there, just close your eyes for a moment and feel into your body. What are you noticing? How you may be feeling your heart beating underneath your thumbs. You may be feeling your breath. feeling energy or heat traveling in your body. Just explore whatever it is that's happening for you on the inside right now. So we're doing quite a grounding practice today, so we'll move back onto our mats right now to do a couple more practices on the floor to just help us feel a little bit less in our head and a little bit more settled, grounded in our bodies. Bringing the legs, lifting up. And then on the inhale, straightening the left leg forward and down while lifting the right arm overhead. Exhale, bringing the right arm back down by your side while the left leg travels back to the ankle. Same leg, continuing 3 more times. You may want to plot your left hand onto your hips, just checking that they stay steady here. There's no wobbling from side to side. Making sure that your right knee doesn't change much. And the next time remaining here for 3 breaths. If that's too strong on your back, bringing the knee back up. And just continuing with the dynamic movement. And then bringing both knees into the chest, giving the knees a little bit of a massage, rolling the lower back against the mat. And finding our other side. If this is too strong for you, another option what you could do is you could just leave the right, now the left leg on the mat rather than keeping it up. So then it would look like this. Inhaling the left arm overhead, straightening the right leg. Just make sure your knee is not flopping all over the place. Exhaling down. Inhale. Exhale. Or lifting up. Inhale. Exhale. And really feel how your toes are pulling away from the body, how your fingers are reaching overhead. So there's a real lengthening through the whole body. One more time, and this time you can either hold for 3 breaths or continue with the movement. And listen to yourself. If you do feel there is too much tension on your lower back, bringing the knees in, lowering the one knee down, continuing dynamically with the movement. It's really about what feels good for you. And then bring both knees in, again rolling knees, creating little circles on the wall. In the other direction. And then we'll roll onto our fronts. Bringing the fingertips underneath your shoulders, elbows aligned with the body so you're not flopping out to the side, but little chippy ones. Gaze is down. Feel your legs. You may want to move your legs slightly away so you're lengthening out of your hip. Toes are pointing away, which you can't currently see. And inhale, you're pulling the mat towards you while you slightly draw your shoulder blades down your back, reaching up, gazing is down. Exhale, lowering down. Inhale, coming up. Exhale, lowering the other cheek of the face down to the earth. Inhaling up. Exhaling down. If you'd like to make this a bit stronger, you can at the same time really point your legs away on the inhale. Exhale, allowing legs to relax down to the mat. Inhale, lengthening the legs, lifting the legs up as if you're trying to touch the other wall. Exhale, lowering down. Once more to each side. Make sure that you're not pressing yourself up too much with your hands so that it's really a lifting from a pulling rather than lifting from an arm perspective. And the way how you can test that is on the next inhale, lift your hands up a little bit. Hovering here for 3 breaths. If it is too strong for you, again, feel free to lower down. Otherwise, remaining here for 2 more breaths now. And then lowering down, thumbs alongside the body, palms facing up, allowing the shoulders to roll forward. Feeling your breath in your chest, how it's expanding out against the surface that you're lying upon. Maybe feel a widening of your shoulder blades away from each other. Allowing the heels to flop out to the side. And then we'll roll onto our backs again. One of my favorite exercises during Padapidam. Desk pose. Bringing your arms alongside the body, palms facing down. Bringing the heels close to the buttocks so that you can try and touch them. Making sure your toes are pointing away from the body, which you can see if you look between your legs. And arms too wide apart. What you can do here is, if you have the pillow available, placing the pillow in between your knees or like a really thick book, that helps give the body a bit more stability. On the inhale, you want to peel the buttocks away from the mat, lifting buttocks up and bringing your chest closer to your chin. Exhale, vertebra by vertebra, slowly lowering back down. Inhale, lifting up. Exhale, lowering down. What you can do here as well is you can put your hands on your hips and just check that the hips are level when they are coming up and down. Also, if you'd like to incorporate the arms, on the inhale you could lift the arms up and overhead, back of hands touching the earth above your head. Exhale, lowering arms down and trying to have buttocks and hands touched back down to the earth at the exact same time. Which takes quite a bit of focus to do that. One more time. Now you can either continue moving or you can stay here for 5 breaths. You could either keep the arms overhead or you could keep the arms moving. On the exhale, bringing the arms down. Inhale, bringing the arms up. Or you could interlace the arms underneath the buttocks, scooping the shoulder blades closer to each other. And see if you can bring some softness into this pose, maybe by bringing a little smile to your face. So not that serious, this yoga business. Noticing what's happening with your breath, what's happening physically. You're noticing some heat that is trying to build up in the body. And then exhale, lowering back down. Using the pillow. Bring the knees back into the chest. Holding onto the feet from the outside, maybe happy baby. Rolling from side to side. And then bring the knees back in for one last squeeze, maybe knees wide. And then lowering the legs one by one back down onto the mat. Arms alongside the body, palms facing up. Allow the feet to flop out to the side. Moving into your Shavasana. Feel the back of your body in contact with the mat. Notice on the exhale how you can relax down into the ground. Almost as if you're lying within a nest, securely held, safe, and at ease and peaceful. Notice the energy that you've created in the body. Feel yourself softening your face, loosening your jaw. Maybe loosening that space in between the eyebrows if there was a little frown. Just softening that out, creating a little bit more space. Feel your body travel out on the inhale on the mat, spreading out, expanding. Feel the softness on the exhale, how your body is getting soft. Feel your buttocks heavily connecting you down to the earth. That heaviness traveling down your legs, thighs, knees, lower legs, heels. Feel your shoulders heavily lying against the floor. Heaviness traveling down your arms, your upper arms, lower arms, elbows, back of hands. And allow yourself to just lie here in this moment where right now you are okay. And feeling that okayness within you. Breathing into that sense of being okay. And exploring where can you feel that within your body? Is it in your belly? Maybe in your chest and your heart region? Does it have a certain color? Is it still or vibrating? Or is there other movement? Is it moving outwards or inwards or staying the same size? And what does it have a certain texture? Is it scratchy or soft? Like a certain type of fabric, maybe silky or woolly. Becoming deeply familiar with that sense of being okay within you. And then breathing into that sense, 3 deep breaths. Imagining you plugging into that sense of okayness, knowing that that's deeply seated within you and accessible at any point in time. No matter what. then bringing one hand to your heart, one hand to your stomach. Breathing into your hands, almost as if you're trying to gently push those hands a bit further away from the body. And then feel the body slowly fading away under it on the exhale. So that initial movement is deep from within you. Noticing the quality of your breath now, maybe to the beginning of your practice. And then bringing further movement to your body by wiggling fingers and toes. Maybe a couple of wrist rolls. Maybe reaching overhead for a stretch. Pointing toes and arms away. Rolling onto your right hand side into fetal position. Allow yourself to lie here for a moment, maybe with eyes closed still. And using this moment to connect to gratitude. Connecting to something that you're grateful for right now. And then including in your gratitude that you took the time for yourself to practice yoga today. Taking care of yourself as well as everyone else. And then slowly pressing yourself back up into a seated position. If you sit more comfortably on a pillow, finding your pillow, coming back into an upright position. And then we'll move through 6 breaths of equal length breaths. I'll use a 4 count for the breaths, but if you know that that may be a bit too long or you're starting to feel a little bit nervous or anxious, feel free to drop it down to 3. So I'll give 1 instruction and talk you through with 4, but feel free to disregard me and just continue with your own breath cycle. So we're inhaling for 1, 2, 3, 4, holding 2, 3, 4, exhaling 2, 3, 4, holding 2, 3, 4, inhaling 2, 3, 4, holding 2, 3, 4, exhaling 2, 3, 4, holding 2, 3, 4, inhaling 2, 3, 4, holding 2, 3, 4, exhaling 2, 3, 4, holding 2, 3, 4, inhaling 2, 3, 4, holding 2, 3, 4, exhaling 2, 3, 4, holding 2, 3, 4, inhaling 2, 3, 4, holding 2, 3, 4, exhaling 2, 3, 4, holding 2, 3, 4, inhaling 2, 3, 4, holding 2, 3, 4, exhaling 2, 3, 4, holding 2, 3, 4. Returning to natural breath, closing your eyes and just feeling the breath. Together we bring our hands together at heart center. Raise them to our forehead. May our thoughts be calm and clear. Lower our hands to our mouth. May our words be kind and truthful. Lower our hands now to our hearts. May our hearts be open, grateful, and filled with love. Namaste. Thank you, yogis. Stay safe.